Title bars. Now, how exactly are you supposed to customize them? Well, this is what you can achieve with just a couple of lines of code inside of your Hyprland config. All of these buttons, they work pretty spectacularly. So if I click on the close button, the window closes. Now, these are actually macOS style buttons, right? As you can see over here, the little traffic light buttons, right? Now, so if on Windows, actually, if you pressed the middle button, that would maximize. But on macOS, the middle button is to minimize. And so minimizing is actually what happens. This window gets sent to a special workspace. And so if you press on this yellow button again, you get sent back to the workspace where you came from. All that's well and good. Now this one is for maximizing the window. I can have a bunch of different windows open. If I click on this maximize icon, it's going to hide the rest of them and it's going to go fully maximized. Now, however, this differs from a different button which you can create, probably something that you can put here, probably a blue button that's actually going to full screen. But once you full screen this way, you're going to have to use a keybind to get out because you won't have access to the button anymore. But yeah, that is how the title bars are actually supposed to look like on Hyprland if you configure them right. Now, how exactly do you do that? First of all, you go over to their website, right? Hyprland Plugins. So once you go to the plugins website, you're going to find Hyprbars over there. Okay, so let's click here. And then once we find Hyprbars, we'll just click on that link and then we'll get taken to a README document which outlines every single setting that Hyprbars has to offer for us. Now, before we actually get into this config, there's just a couple of simple things that we have to do. First of all, we're going to have to enable it, right? So if you haven't installed HyperPM, which is Hyprland's package manager or plugin manager, just click on this link, go to this link, scroll down, you'll find how to actually install HyperPM. Okay, now once you install that, you just have to install the plugin. Use HyperPM to add this repository and then enable. So if I show you HyperPM list, these are all the plugins that we have access to. What you want to do is enable Hyperbars. So you would type in HyperPM enable Hyperbars and then hit enter. Okay, type in your password. And once that's done, it's going to give you these 3 success messages and you should have a very bare bones title bar. Now let me actually show you what the bare bones title bar looks like by first going into config, hyper modules, plugins.conf. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what this modules folder is all about, it's basically splitting one file into many different files, something I call modularity. So if you want to know more about that, you can just go ahead, click the first link in the description. It's basically a program where I teach you exactly how to make custom theme switchers like this one, where basically you can choose whichever theme that you want from a list of pre-made themes so that you can basically change the way you work depending on what theme you have on. Let's say you wanted to, for example, okay, so we have a window open over here. Let's say that you wanted to get into more of a chill mode. So let's say you pick something like Tokyo Night, a comfy theme. And as you can see, the colors of basically everything adapt from the title bar to any apps that you pick. So let's say I open an app like this, the file manager, okay, Thunar, let's say. So I have these two open. I can change the theme to something like Rose Pine, and then this automatically adapts. We can also do the same for any GTK4 apps. If I open File Roller, this is a GTK4 app, okay? This works perfectly as well. That's it. So if you want to know how to make something like this, along with, not to mention, I almost forgot, a Waybar theme switcher, right? So you can also configure a list of different themes that you want to switch between when it comes to Waybar as well. If you want to learn how to make something like this, along with actually getting the script for the title bar, which I will show you. So if you want to learn how to write all of this yourself without just copying and pasting and then worrying about what exactly you're going to do when your setup breaks, right? Because trust me, it will. I've been here before, and when it breaks, it's not exactly fun. So if you want to know how to make something like this, go ahead and click the first link in the description. I will be extremely honored to help you out on your Hyprland rising journey. Now, getting back to where we were, when we go to plugins, this is what we have, okay? This is the Hyperbars config that I have by default. Okay, not by default, but the one that I've configured. However, if I get rid of that, this is what you're going to see. Just a complete lack of any customization at all. You don't have any buttons. There's basically nothing. Now, that is where you start. This is an example that they've given over here. You can base your bar off of this, or you can base it off of whatever I showed you earlier. Now, let's actually restore whatever we have here, and I'll walk you through each of the settings one by one, so you can just go ahead and copy them from the properties section over here and then pasting them into your own Hyprland config file. Okay, now height, pretty simple. This just controls bar height. Let's actually write this. If I wanted to increase bar height, I just change to 38, make the bar a little bit beefier, but 35 should be fine, or even 33. Great. Then color is actually $BG1. Now, how does that work? Again, this ties into the theme switcher. So let's actually show you a different theme, something like Kanagawa. As you can see, the colors of the buttons, as well as the text color, all of it changes. I can also choose something like Noir, which is a more pastel kind of theme to minimize distractions, and the background color of the bar, along with the title bar's buttons, colors update, right? As you can see here. So how does that work? Well, it works like so. If I go to config hyper colors, I have a colors.conf file, which is actually doing all the heavy lifting. So BG1 is a color inside of custom, let's say you have grovbox here, right? So grovbox dark.conf. So BG1 is a color from here. So it's going to take this color and then put it for the title bar. Great. Then let's actually go back to the theme we had before, which is Night Fox. Awesome. Title enabled, pretty simple. That is true. If you don't want that, but instead you just wanted to have the buttons alone, you can just disable the title and then probably have another button over here to make it a sort of frame thing that stands on its own. Otherwise, you can just have the 3 buttons here and then call it a day. After title, we have blur. Now, what you can do is you can actually configure this title bar to have a little bit of blur, but it depends on what kind of colors you're using. You can use RGBA. In Hyprland's config, you can use RGBA, and then let's say it's 12121200, or maybe even 0A, something like this. So when it comes to RGB colors, these are actually just hex colors, right? 121212. This is a version of black. Now, when you have A added to the end of this RGB function, what you can do is specify an alpha value. So the alpha value dictates the transparency of any colors that you're using. If you want, you can mess around with that and then basically have part of the bar, have the bar itself be transparent. Then text size, that's 12. If you reduce this, it actually starts to look a little bit weird, right? It's too small, and then the anti-aliasing doesn't work properly, so 12 is great. Font is SF Pro Display. Text align, you're going to center that. Otherwise, you can go for a completely different look and then choose to have the title bar, or not the title bar, but the title to the left. This is what you can do. If you don't like that, you can shift it to the right. Let's see if that works. Okay, right doesn't work. It's only either center or left. Pick whichever one you want and stick with it. Same for buttons alignment. You can either pick left or right. You cannot pick center. If I type center, it doesn't work. It just shifts it to the right. Kind of like Windows. So this would actually be extremely useful if you were replicating a Windows system. Probably to give to a friend or colleague or whoever, or if you just, in case, liked the Windows aesthetic. Okay, padding. So this is the padding that you have on the left and right sides of the bar. Let's say I wanted to have the buttons shifted even more to the center. I could probably have it at something like 30, shifts the buttons way more. Let's go back to 15 and have that over here. Button padding, this is the padding between the buttons themselves. So I can change this to, again, 15, which honestly, it makes it look ugly because it's not supposed to look like this at all, neither on macOS nor anywhere else. So we'll just restore that to 6 and have fun with it. Call.text. So this is, of course, text color. This is going to be FG, sourced from that file I showed you earlier. Then Hyprbars buttons. You can add more than one button, of course, but red, yellow, and green for the traffic lights thing from macOS. Red is going to kill active, kill the current window. Yellow, as I showed you earlier, is going to execute this script, which sends a window to the special workspace and then sends it back if you click on the button again. Now this script, if you actually want to know how to write something like this, you can go ahead and check the first link. It's the program. I teach you exactly how to write scripts like these and implement more features. But let me just show you a little tidbit from the script itself. So scripts, hyperbars, minimize, this is what you see. So we're making use of a state file to remember the last workspace that we were on, okay? This is going to get the current workspace. Now here, I've already mentioned it in a comment, but let's just go full screen. If the focus window is not on a special workspace, remember the current normal workspace and send it to the special and show it. Now this function actually changed it, so it shouldn't say this. Send it to special, that's it. Because here, if I send it to special, it's just going to minimize it and it's not going to switch to that workspace. Hence, move to workspace silent, right? So that, and then after that, this is basically handling the part where we switch back to this workspace. So target workspace is going to be 1 by default, otherwise we read from the state file. If the focus window is on special, you just send it back to the last normal workspace. That's it. We use hyperctl to dispatch, move to workspace, target workspace, which is going to be 2 in this case. That's it. That's what's inside that script. And if you want to know how to write something like that yourself so that you don't have to rely on anybody else's dot files and whatnot, you can just go ahead and click that link. It's going to take you to a page where basically I detail exactly what's inside of the program so that you can learn how to make stuff like this without having to waste any time or steal anybody else's creations. Now let's go back to Nightfox. Now here, on double click, this is basically just a full screen. Now this is the same as just pressing the green button, but this is actually going to maximize. If you truly want it a full screen, hyperctl dispatch. Okay, we should go over to hyperctl dispatchers and then check it out of there, what exactly we're supposed to do in order to full screen. But normal title bar behavior is that you're just going to double click and then have the window maximize, right? Which is basically what this is going to do. And that should pretty much be it. That is how you can configure title bars in Hyprland to look pretty damn sexy. Of course, if you want to learn how to make title bars like these, okay, along with custom theme switchers like this one, you can go ahead and click the first link in the description. I teach you how to make everything like this and much, much more so that you don't have to go around just hunting for config files all day. You can just make them on your own, and if anything breaks, because you're the one who wrote it, you actually know how every single bit interconnects with the other. How this title bar is supposed to go along with that script, how that script interacts with the rest of your system, whether you want to integrate it or not, how this waybar theme switcher is actually going to level up the way that you use your computer, and so on and so forth, right? So if you want to know how to do this, first link in the description has got you covered. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.